Kia ora, good afternoon. In the past few minutes, the Wellington businessman at the centre of the country's largest ever Ponzi scheme has been sentenced to 10 years and 10 months in jail. There were emotional scenes as swindled investors told the Wellington District Court about the impact of losing their life savings. One News reporter, Georgina Ball, has been covering the case and joins us now live from outside the court. Georgina.
Well, we've just come out of court where that sentence was handed down. Now, David Ross has been sentenced to 10 years and 10 months in prison for carrying out what is New Zealand's biggest ever Ponzi scheme. He'll serve a minimum 5 years in prison for those crimes. Now, the court was packed today with investors who turned out to see what Mr. Ross would be given. There were very emotional scenes in court. 4 of those investors gave victim impact statements. A number of them had to hold back tears as they told David Ross exactly the impact his offending had had on their lives. One investor said to Mr. Ross, "Look me in the eye and have some guts," while he told him to, in his words, rot in hell. Another investor described huge losses as her and her husband had saved money for the future of her severely disabled child and were now left virtually penniless and having sleepless nights wondering how they were going to fend for themselves and their son in the future. The judge, when giving down his sentence, said, "Look, this is one of the worst kinds of offending we've seen," and commented on the enormous web of lies and deceit that David Ross had carried out during the 12 years that that Ponzi scheme was running for. Now, when those charges were read out, there was some reaction from those in the gallery, but there were also a lot of laughs during that sentencing as David Ross's lawyer told the court that Ross was now giving the shirt off his back to give all remaining assets that he has to investors. And just to sum up, the judges said, look, any reparations that those victims, 700 or so of them, will now get will be nothing compared to what they've lost. In fact, in his words, they will be just a drop in the bucket. So David Ross will remain in custody at Rimutaka prison. He's already served a bit of his sentence and he will continue to do that now for another 10 or so years, 5 years minimum.
Thank you, Georgina. That is Georgina Ball live from Wellington.